Good afternoon and welcome to Easton Center Square, where you're here for the Book and Puppet Company Story Hour. Today we're going to be reading The Rabbits by John Marsden, illustrated by Sean Tan, which is inside of Lost and Found. Now this is Asian American Pacific Islander month, so we're going to be reading stories that relate to Asia and Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders all month. And this first story we're going to read is about invasive species. Watch out for invasive species, like New Yorkers moving to like wisteria and like those ladybug-like creatures that have been invading us. Anyway, I don't know if you know about rabbits. Have you heard of rabbits? You might think that rabbits are like those cute little bunnies that go, hoppity hop like Peter Rabbit. But suppose that there were not one rabbit. Suppose that there were infinity rabbits. Would that be bad? Like if there were everywhere? Okay, this book is called The Rabbits. The Rabbits. And you can see it starts out with a very, very cloudy day with the ocean. And here is a ship that is coming across the sea. It is coming across the ocean. And there are a lot of birds there. The rabbits came many grandparents ago. And here's people who live. This is Australia. They're looking out, there's a snake. They're looking out across the sea. And they can see this ship coming. At first, we didn't know what to think. They looked a bit like us. There weren't many of them. Some were friendly. Here's the rabbits. They're coming off of their ship. And here's the people that lived there before they came on the ship. But our old people warned us, be careful. They won't understand the right ways. They only know their own country. Here's the rabbit. Now there's one thing that's weird about this rabbit. Take a look at this rabbit. What is weird about this rabbit?
He has no head.
He has no head? Well, he's very long, thin head. He's also wearing these clothes. He's got this suit. He's wearing a suit. They're all wearing their clothes. They're all dressed up. More rabbits came. They came by water. That means they came on boats. Whoa, these rabbits have very big hats. And these rabbits are dressed all in red. They didn't live in the trees like we did.
Are those ice cream?
It looks like ice cream. Do you want some ice cream?
Yeah.
Here's some ice cream. Bing! Here's your ice cream. Ding! Here's some ice cream for you. It's true, these clouds look just like ice creams. They made their own houses. We couldn't understand the way they talked. Here's the houses that the rabbits made. And here's the rabbits are talking. They are very weird rabbits. I have to say, these are not regular rabbits. What's that?
Rabbits don't even make sound.
I know, except they can, if they get mad, they go like this. Ah!
That's weird.
It's really weird. A rabbit will do it. They'll go, ah! They brought new food and they brought other animals. Oh, here's some sheep they brought. The rabbits actually brought sheep when they came. We liked some of the food and we liked some of the animals, but some of the food made us sick and some of the animals scared us. Oh. These rabbits are being very bossy. They came and they just took over or something. They just brought all their stuff. The rabbits spread across the country. No mountain could stop them, no desert, no river. The rabbits are everywhere now. They came all by themselves and they just went everywhere. Still more of them came. Sometimes we had fights. Uh-oh, look at this, they have guns. These rabbits are mean, they have guns.
That's not even a thing. Don't get taken care of.
I know these are really weird rabbits though, because they are all dressed up and they have they're shooting. There were too many rabbits. We lost the fights. They ate our grass. They chopped down our trees and scared away our friends.
I did not know they eat grass.
These rabbits ate grass and chopped down trees. These were really bad rabbits. This is not Peter Rabbit we're talking about here. These are really weird rabbits too. And stole our children.
That's bad. That's real bad.
This is really bad. These rabbits are the worst rabbits. I would say go away if these rabbits came to where I lived. Rabbits! 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 Millions of what? Rabbits. Everywhere we look, there are rabbits.
There's so much grass.
I know. The land is bare and brown, and the wind blows empty across the plains. Oh my gosh, these rabbits. They really wrecked everything. Where is the rich dark earth, brown and moist? Where is the smell of rain dripping from the gum trees? Where are the great billabongs, the river-swollen lakes, alive with long-legged birds? I think the birds flew away. The birds are like, I don't want to be with all these crazy rabbits. That. Who will save us from the rabbits? I don't know. That's the end of the book. Was this a bad book?
Yeah.
This was a really, really bad book. I think we better read a different book. Let's read a different story in this book, because this book was extremely bad.
Oh no.
All right, we're going to read a different book now in this book. We're going to read, okay, I admit that this next one we're going to read is a little bit weird, but at least it's not as bad as the rabbits. Now we're going to read a book called The Lost Thing. The Lost Thing by Sean Tan. And again, this is Asian American Pacific Islanders Month, and we're reading stories. This one's by Sean Tan, who lives in Australia. And this book is called The Lost Thing. Did you ever lose something
Yeah.
underneath the chair or under the couch?
Yeah. I lost many.
You lost many things?
Yeah.
Oh no. Did you ever find anything?
I found a lot of things under my mom's.
You found a lot of things where?
And under my mom's couch.
Under your mom's couch is a good place to look for things. This book is called Lost and Found, and here you can see there's this person, and then there's this. What is this?
That looks like a.
This is a thing.
That guy's hair is somehow sticking up.
This guy's hair is sticking up. Your hair is sticking up too. Your hair is my hair is sticking. Well, we all have sticky up hair. Does your hair sticking up too? Okay, here we go. The Lost Thing. So, you want to hear a story? Well, I used to know a whole lot of pretty interesting ones. Some of them so funny you'd laugh yourself unconscious. Others so terrible you'd never want to repeat them. But I can't remember any of those. So I'll just tell you about the time I found that lost thing. This all happened a few summers ago. One rather ordinary day by the beach. Not much was going on. I was, as usual, working tirelessly on my bottle cap collection. I just want to show you his bottle cap collection.
That's a lot. Why would you? I have a question. Does that look like they colored on it?
It looks like they were colored on. I don't know if this kid was the one that colored the bottle caps. Do you think that this kid was the one who did it?
Yeah. Wait,
There are lots and lots of pictures on these bottle caps, and I agree. I think that this kid did it. I was working tirelessly on my bottle top collection, and stopped to look up for no particular reason. That's when I first saw the thing. I must have stared at it for a while. Here's the picture of the thing. See?
like every time I see something weird, I stare at it.
You like to stare at things too? Do you like to stare at things? See, he's up here, and he's looking way down. There is the thing. You see how red it is? You remember there's the picture of it, so you sort of know what it looks like. But this is the first time that he saw it.
It kind of looks like a robot with the bright things.
It looks like a robot. Yes, you're right. I must have stared at it for a while. I mean, it had a really weird look about it. A sad, lost sort of look. Nobody else seemed to notice it was there. Too busy doing beach stuff, I guess. Naturally, I was intrigued. I decided to investigate. Okay, now he went up to it. Here's the picture of him going to it. It sure didn't do much. It just sat there looking out of place. I was baffled. It was quite friendly, though, once I started talking to it. I played with the thing for most of the afternoon. It was great fun, yet I couldn't help feeling that something wasn't quite right. As the hours slouched by, it seemed less likely that anybody was coming to take the thing home. There was no denying the unhappy truth of the situation. It was lost. I asked a few people if they knew anything about it, but nobody was very helpful. It's lost. I took the lost thing over to Pete's place. Pete has an opinion about just about everything. Cool, he said. I'm trying to find out who owns it, I told him. I don't know, man, said Pete. It's pretty weird. Maybe it doesn't belong to anyone. Maybe it doesn't come from anywhere. Some things are like that. He paused for dramatic effect. Just plain lost. There was nothing left to do but take the thing home with me. I mean, I couldn't just leave it wandering the streets. Plus, I felt kind of sorry for it. My parents didn't really notice it at first. Too busy discussing current events, I guess. Eventually, I had to point it out to them. Its feet are filthy, shrieked Mum. It could have all kinds of strange diseases, warned Dad. Take it back to where you found it, they demanded, both at the same time. It's lost, I said, but they had already started talking about something else. Oh no, his parents said he had to take it back. I hid the thing in our back shed and gave it something to eat once I found out what it liked. What's he giving it to eat? Oh, it looks like he's giving it like a Christmas tree ornament to eat. It seemed a bit happier then, even though it was still lost. I checked the local paper for any lost pet notices, but only found a lot of good deals on refrigerator repairs. I remember thinking then that Pete was probably right. that some things were just plain lost. In any case, I sure couldn't keep the thing in the shed forever. Mom or Dad would eventually notice it when they came out looking for a hammer or something. It was a real dilemma. I was wondering what to do when a small advertisement on the last page of the paper happened to catch my eye.
What are the things inside of it?
Look, here's the ad. Are you finding that the order of day-to-day life is unexpectedly disrupted by unclaimed property? Objects without names, troublesome artifacts of unknown origin, things that just don't belong, filing cabinet leftovers? Don't panic! We've got a pigeonhole to stick it in. The Federal Department of Odds and Ends. Sweep us under 'em carpeti. Downtown, 6328th Street, tall gray building number 357B. The next morning, we caught a tram into the city. And there they are, walking on the street, and they're going to catch a tram. Look at all these people in this city.
That's like a
I know, it's a very, very busy city. Just like Easton, extremely busy. We arrived at a tall gray building with no windows.
That's bad.
It was pretty dark in there, and it smelled like disinfected. Can you smell the disinfected? Ew. I have a lost thing. I called to the receptionist at the front desk. He has to call it. Let's call I have a lost thing. You want to say it? I have a lost thing. I have a lost thing. I called to the receptionist at the front desk. See, he has to call because she's way up here. See this desk? He's at the bottom of the desk, and she's way up on top of the desk. Fill in these forms, she said. The lost thing made a small, sad noise. What noise do you think it made? That was probably what it made. It probably went, ah. Did you make a sound? I know, it is. I was looking around for a pen. Oh, look, here's the forms. See this stack of paper? There's the stack of paper that he's supposed to fill out. I was looking around for a pen when I felt something tug the back of my shirt. If you really care about that thing, you shouldn't leave it here, said a tiny voice. This is a place for forgetting, leaving behind, smoothing over. Here, take this. You see who's talking? It's like somebody, like a janitor robot. It was a business card with a kind of sign on it. It wasn't very important looking, but it did seem to point to somewhere. Cheers, I said. Can you point to somewhere? Let's point. Let's point to somewhere. There's the card. It's pointing to somewhere. At this point, we left that tall gray building and hunted all over the place for this sign. It wasn't an easy job, and I can't say I knew what it all meant. Eventually, we found what seemed to be the right place. Did you see this arrow? There it is. It's the pointy arrow. In a dark little gap off some anonymous little street, the sort of place you'd never know existed unless you were actually looking for it, I pressed a buzzer on the wall. Can you push this button? Can you push this button? Bzzz. You want to do it? Bzzz. You want to do it? Bzzz. I pressed a buzzer on the wall. Bzzz. And this big door opened up.
Oh, is it?
You see, it looks like this. I didn't know what to think, but the lost thing made an approving sort of noise. It seemed as good a time as any to say goodbye to each other. So we did. Goodbye. Goodbye. Then I went home to classify my bottle top collection. See, the lost thing. This is where the lost thing went to live with the other lost things. It's like the place of lost things. That's where they finally were able to go. Well, that's it. That's the story. Not especially profound, I know, but I never said it was. And don't ask me what the moral is. I mean, I can't say that the thing actually belonged in the place where it ended up. In fact, none of the things there really belonged. They all seemed happy enough, though, so maybe that didn't matter. I don't know. I still think about that lost thing from time to time, especially when I see something out of the corner of my eye that doesn't quite fit. You know, something with a weird, sad, lost sort of look. I see that sort of thing less and less these days, though. Maybe there aren't any more lost things around anymore. Or maybe I've just stopped noticing them. Too busy doing other stuff, I guess. Hey, there's that one that helped. And that is the end of the story of the lost thing. Do you want to read one more story in this book? Then we can read all the things in Lost and Found. We're going to read The Red Tree. Are you ready for The Red Tree?
Yeah.
It's not as long. Here it comes. The Red Tree by Sean Tan. Sometimes the day begins with nothing to look forward to. And things go from bad to worse. Darkness overcomes you. Look at this fish. This fish is very big. Nobody understands. Oh no. The world is a death machine.
Whoa. This is pretty heavy for a children's book.
Without sense or reason. Sometimes you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait, but nothing ever happens. Then all your troubles come at once. Uh-oh. Wonderful things are passing you by. Terrible fates are inevitable. Sometimes you just don't know what you are supposed to do. Or who you are meant to be. Or where you are.
The illustrations are incredible.
And the day seems to end the way it began. But suddenly there it is, right in front of you, bright and vivid, quietly waiting. Just as you imagined it would be.
What do you think that is?
It was the red tree.
It's like a magic red balloon.
It was the red tree that came. The red tree came in your room.
Yeah.
And that is the end of Lost and Found. We read all 3 stories from Lost and Found, illustrated by Sean Tan. First we read The Rabbits, which actually was written by John Marsden, but The Lost Thing and Lost and Found were both illustrated by Sean Tan. So thank you for coming for Story Hour. See you next time. Bye.